We're allowing for about a 7 to 10 minute attention span and then opening it up and it's available for podcasts and things. Yeah. I just heard someone say, is he insulting us? No, not those, but perhaps I'm insulting you. I don't know. But you've don't touch my black hole. Yeah, good call. So the need for glasses to see, to understand, to cut through, and I'm going to use scripture, right? And I'm going to take John 14:20 as the reality that in the day of the Spirit, when the Holy Spirit's upon you, you'll know that I'm in Dad, I'm in my Father, you're in me and I'm in you. And I'm going to base the chapters around that. But to build this out, and I'm going to get towards 8 non-negotiables. And by non-negotiables, I'll say these are things I really believe. And as I look at something, I'm not going to give ground on it. So, for instance, the first thing we're going to be talking about is the love of, in, with and between Father, Son and Spirit, and that they're one. So if you ever try and say Jesus is pulled apart from the Father, I'm going to go, no. And you go, but he must be. And I go, well, he's not going to be. And you go, oh, so you're not giving ground on Jesus being one with Dad? No, never. But doesn't it say in 2 Corinthians 5 that God became sin for us, Jesus became sin? Yes, well, Father can't look upon sin, can he? Isn't that right? You're too holy, then behold sin, Habakkuk 1, or a misquote of Habakkuk 1. What do you mean a misquote? Well, in Habakkuk 1, he's saying, you're too holy to look on that and not do anything. Not that you can't see it, not that you can't tolerate it, but you're not going to just leave it alone. And so in the context of the human race, God is too holy to look at us in our darkness and not do anything. And he's going to do something, and what he does is send his son. And Habakkuk 2 says the just shall live by this thing called faith. So it's all about Jesus. So no, there's going to be 8 non-negotiables. We'll go through them and we're going to pull them out of the prologue. Now, let's read the prologue. Yeah, Steve's got travel sickness. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The word with, face-to-face communion. Okay. Could I have 3 people up here? Could I have 1 and 2 and 3? Can you come up here, please? Yeah, so we're going to have...
Stand out of the light.
We'll have Dad. And we'll
play the age card.
Age card, yeah. And we can have Son.
Okay.
And we can have Holy Spirit. Nice. Okay. Could I have your arms on each other's shoulders, please?
All right. This way? Yep.
Circle.
Circle.
I thought that's how it worked.
Okay. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and he was in the beginning with God. And beginning, that word beginning, arche, means before creation, and it means in the source, in the one that made everything. So, hang on. You're telling me that God, whatever God is made up of persons who are in relationships. Yeah? So, you've got Father, and you've got Son, and you've got Spirit. Could you just pop up here, please? Right. And what's the calling going on? They're saying, well, I want to hop up in the middle. All things were made through this one. All things were made through this one, and they're part of this. Now, if you stay with this understanding of God like this, let's ask a question. Where's separation from God? Is it possible? No. Does God have any boundary problems? There's a limitation where God starts and God finishes. No. Does God fulfill all things? Yes. Are these 3 one? And are they in each other? Yes. Oh my goodness. And are we and creation inside them? Yes. And there's no outside. Well, we're starting from a position where there can be no outside to God and we are in God. Oh my goodness, this is too much. But it's the truth. This is the truth. Yeah, and he's just woken up and he said, nice to meet you. So serious. That's the call of Dad. That's the long of Dad. Where Dad's saying, you are mine to us. And Dad's wanting us to say, yes, I am. It's a call of relationship with the whole creation. Okay, you want to just pop down for a second? All things were made through him, and without him, not one thing was made. Now, verse 3b and 4a, which we will go into in detail, in the early church, they read it differently to us, up until the time of John Chrysostom. And after John Chrysostom, they changed it because they were fighting the Arian heresy. The Orthodox read it both ways thereafter. But prior to the fight with the Arians, this is how they read it. All things were made through him. Without him, nothing was made. This is the kicker. That was made him. That which was made in him was life. There was life in everything made. Oh my goodness. So the flow of life in me is not mine alone. No. I'm participating with something apart from me. Yes. I don't give myself life. No. I don't have life within myself. No. Oh, aren't you carrying this far? You know, Jesus wouldn't have expected that. No. Jesus didn't think that at all. He's just coming into Jerusalem and they're saying, well, they're worshipping you. Doesn't that sort of upset you? And he goes, if they don't do it, the rocks will cry out. And that which was made was life. Well, let's not leave it out there. Let's bring it back to you and me. Whose life is coming through you? Oh my goodness. Whose life is coming through the whole universe? Whose life is coming through Hitler? Stalin? Pol Pot? Your mother-in-law? The whole lot? You're not married. You don't have a mother-in-law.
Aren't you being a pantheist here, Bruce?
Aren't I being a pantheist? Am I saying everything is God? No. Am I saying perichoresis? Am I saying there is a union and distinction? We're in union with this life coming through us, but I am still distinct. Oh my goodness. It's going to hurt, isn't it? My head's hurting. This means that I can actually turn the flow and goodness of God to evil. Yes. Ouch. We'll talk more about that. And the life was the light of men. This is flow of life coming through us with love is light. Love gives. We had here Dad, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, and they love each other, and out of their love came life. Love gives life. Love gives life. Life, which then participates with love, is in light. Life, which doesn't want to participate with love and just do what it wants, is in darkness. But life still has the life of Jesus, the Zoe of the universe flowing in it. It doesn't have self-existence. My goodness, this is not what we were taught. We were taught there was good over here and evil over here, and they're eternally separated, and this comes through to heaven and hell, which is Greek philosophy, this whole structure. No, the Hebraic structure of holding it together in oneness is the life is Jesus' life. Zoe, holding the universe together, and he gives himself freely, and you can twist that and thrash it around and do what you want with it. Oh my goodness. This is giving us new insight into the sufferings of Jesus Christ, isn't it? You're telling me they love so much that they will endure whatever needs to be endured till I become a person and I begin to relate back with love. You're telling me they love so deeply that they'll just wait for me to form and participate properly. Yes? And how long will that take? Doesn't seem to worry them. Ouch. Now, this light shines in the darkness. Oh, that's stupid, Bruce. Absolutely stupid. Look around the room. There's darkness over there where there isn't light. And where the light is shining, if I get a little spotty in this thing, where the light is shining, there is no darkness. But you're telling me that light shines in the darkness. And the darkness is still darkness. How does that work? It's not the same as the earth. So again, holding to... So you're saying the love and the life of Jesus is shining on everybody, yes? And through everybody, yes? And if I get the love and the life, I'm in light. Yeah, that's right. But if I don't get love and I don't care one cracker for anyone else or anything else, but just for myself, and I don't care for love, but I'm in my life, you're saying I'm in darkness. Yes? So that means darkness has life and energy and direction. Yes? And it's intentional. Yes? And it's us twisting the flow of Christ. Yes? Oh, God, that hurts. Hurts your head, doesn't it? You know, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness does not comprehend the light. Because if you're focusing from life and existence and power, and therefore hierarchy and control, can you see love? Nah. So God becomes human, and he comes in, and he's causing trouble. You're just going to beat the crap out of him and kill him, aren't you? Because you can't see what's going on because you don't know love, do you? But surely, if I got the hierarchies, I'll eventually meet something that's just totally life and loveless. No, unfortunately, you'll meet something that loves. And therefore you're in trouble, because that thing will love you while you scream in its arms, and it will just hold you and love 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 you while you scream in its arms because you don't want love, and it will hold you while you scream and love you and love you until you begin to receive love, because there isn't another way. Pretty wild, isn't it? Does my head in. There was a man sent from God, his name was John. He came to bear witness of this light, a forerunner, and Jesus is the true light, giving light to every man who comes into it. No, only gives light to the Christians. No, can't be true, Bruce. No, it doesn't give light to anyone, is love and life to anything but those who are believers. Oh, really? Oh, they have to belong to my club as well. Special. And you're baptised, all the things. Tithing enough, giving money. No. Every single being in the universe, he gives life and love and light to. Now, he comes to the world, this part of the universe. We're 4/5 down one spiral arm of the Milky Way, one of the billions and trillions of galaxies, one of the trillions of solar systems. He comes down to our little place in the world, and we were made through him, and we didn't know him. And he came because out of his being, exousia in John, out of his being, he's going to give us himself into our darkness. This lot are so cooked, I'm going to give you myself. What's going to happen? Oh yeah, back to that first verse. Dad, the love with which you love me might be in them. Oh. What's the problem with darkness? We've got life but no love. Jesus seems to have a plan. Let's see if we can reduce Jesus to morality and get rid of the love. Let's see if we can reduce Jesus to obedience and get rid of the love. That's good. Then we can go back into darkness, and then we can maintain control. This love thing's really dangerous. We've got to get rid of it. And who are born not of blood, will of flesh, will of God, man, but of God. This is not our plan. This is not our idea. This is not our desire. This is Dad's desire. Dad is good. Dad wants everything, and he wants every single person. He wants every single person, and he wants every bit of every person. The feeding of the 5,000, where they take the lamb, take the bread and the fishes, and they go there, and they collect up the baskets, and Jesus says, pick everything up, let not one scrap be lost. Well, that applies to your soul, applies to my soul. No bit of us is going to be lost, and it applies to every single sentient being in the universe. Dad's not going to stop. That's who Dad is. He loves his creation, and he wants everything to know his hugs. It's really quite dramatic. It's beautiful. And so the Word became flesh. The word in Greek is not anthropos. It is not human. It is sarx. The word became your most filthy part of your corruption and my corruption that you can imagine, and worse. The Word became the worst of any human corruption in his own being. Why would he do that? Well, if he doesn't get to the bottom of the mess, he's not going to be changing things from the bottom up. Remember how we said everything's inverted and the change is from the bottom up? It's not from the top down. The first shall be last, the last. He's gone to the bottom of every part of every one of you, and he's sitting at the bottom with the parts of me I don't like, and he's sitting with you with the parts of you you hate, and he's holding them and loving them. Underneath, Deuteronomy, are the everlasting arms. His inner arms is holding us. Now, this is not how we'd do it. We'd set up an institution to control people. That's what we'd do. It's so counterintuitive. And John said, this is he who came, he's the eternal one. And, look at this, of his fullness we have received, and grace for grace. He's given us himself. Dad, I'm going to go and face Judas. I'm going to give him a kiss, and I've got the temple police, and I've got the Roman soldiers, 700, 1,000 of them, all fully armed. I'm going to go and face this. They're going to take me. They're going to mock me in a praetorium. They're going to stick a crown of thorns on me. They're going to beat me and say, who did it? They're going to play games with me. They're going to torture me, and they're going to crucify me. Why? So I can get into the bottom of every single one of them. That the love with which you love me might be in them. It's not paying off Dad, who's sitting on a throne like Molech, saying, I need blood. I need blood to forgive their sins. Jesus is doing a far better thing. He's not saying, I'm going to forgive their sins. He's saying, I'm going to fix up the factory. I'm going to go for the root. Jesus says the axe is put against the tree of every tree that does not bear good fruit. And so he's going to do it, and he's done it. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth, the two words in Hebrew, which is the grace, the loving kindness of God and the faithfulness of God, came as Jesus. And this is the kicker which comes in, no one has seen God at any time. The only beloved Son who is in the bosom of Dad has declared him. What? You're telling me that Jesus is the only one who knows Dad? Not Moses, not the temple police, not the high priests, not your pastor, not your teacher, not your spouse, not you. Jesus is the only one, and he's placed in the soul, and he's declaring who Dad is. So, we've got this thing, the prologue of John. Come back to the beginning. The Word, the pre-incarnate Jesus, came from before the beginning in the source. He is face to face with Dad and Spirit. He is God. They are love. No, but see, God is holy, Bruce. Oh, really? Yeah, God is holy. And holiness means wrath. God's wrathful. Oh, really? If God's wrathful, what's God wrathful about and for? I don't know, let's come back to holiness. Let's start with holiness. What does holiness mean? Holiness means unique and set apart and not of this cosmos. It means different, unattainable as a human. Like there's an event horizon between creation and Father and Son and Spirit. There's an event horizon. Those in there can't see upwards. Those on the outside see everything inwards. You can't see Father, Son and Spirit. They know all of us. It's like a one-way mirror. It's an event horizon. All right? So, Dad's the only one who's known by the Son. The Son knows Dad. We don't. He shares that with us. Oh, and then Jesus shares that Dad is love, Son is love, Spirit is love. Because, look, no. They're holy. Yeah, okay. So what's holy? What's unique and different and separated? The way they love each other. The love between the Father, the love between the Spirit and the Son is like nothing you've ever seen. It is unique. It is different. It is holy. Oh, so God is holy. Yeah. Oh. Well, what's God's wrath about? Your sin? You've seen your little internet searches, watching over your shoulder. The young ones are laughing here for the tape. So is everybody, someone says. The old guys, yeah. Oh goodness, yeah. As a doctor, you get. I have people come to see me who get caught up in internet addiction and porn, and I'm so used to it. You sit there typing at your computer, and the poor person's sitting there, and they're busting with shame and built up pressure, and you know what's coming, and they go, "I'm into porn," and I go, "Pardon?" And I make them say it again. Do it 2 or 3 times. And they go, "Well, what are you doing that for?" I said, "Do you get any relational satisfaction from it?" No. I said, "Do you gum up your keyboard? You know what's going on here? What good is being happening from here?" And very strangely, the moment you down-regulate it and remove the conscience and the guilt and the shame, right? So let's look at us and our behaviour. And if Dad's angry, what's Dad angry about? Father and Son and Spirit. They are love and they want life. Now, what would you feel if you made something and it basically gives you the finger? You'd be a bit frustrated, not because they're giving you the finger, but you're not getting what you want. What are you wanting? Now, who popped up in the middle and what did you say? You said, "Hello, Dad." That's what Dad wants.
Child.
Wants a relationship, children. So, Dad makes us and we give Dad the finger. And Dad's not going to belt the crap out of us because we've given Dad the finger. That's not the point. Dad's anger and wrath and frustration is they don't have their children coming home. Hebrews says, and people take this the wrong way, Hebrews says, the soul, if your soul draws away from me, I have no pleasure in it. Missing the point, Dad's saying, I want you all to relate to me. That gives me pleasure. That's what I want. I want you to hug back. And we go, it's a bit scary. A bit scary. So, the first thing we're going to lay down and not go away from is the love in and between and with the Father and the Son and the Spirit. We're not going to give ground on that at all. And the next thing we're not going to give ground on is their indivisible union and oneness. So I'm not going to move a scale. If you try and tell me that when Jesus entered and became sarx and flesh, because he's in that corruption, Dad couldn't cope with him, I'm going to say that's rubbish. If you're going to say that when Jesus on the cross and dying, that the Father turned his face away from him, I'm going to say that's rampant bullshit. That's a lie. Or lay out why. Because it's breaching the Father-Son relationship. If you want to have a split in the Father-Son relationship, you're going against the foundation of the universe. So we're not going to, and yes, we can answer, my God, what, why have you forsaken me? Well, I'll give you in 2 sentences. Jesus never prayed God. He prayed Abba, he prayed Dad, he prayed Father. Okay? Second thing, it's a direct quote from the first verse of Psalm 22, where Jesus is laying out what's happening to him for the Jews, because just like a song, hey there Georgie girl, you play the first bit of the song, your brain goes straight through. The Jews sang the Psalms, Jesus proclaimed the first verse of Psalm 22, and all those watching would have just stripped straight through in the rest of the Psalm 22, the crucifixion psalm, which says about verse 24, and he has not turned his face away. It then blows it up. There's no turning away of the Father from the Son, ever. So this is my first. Now, these lovers, now look, how about we call Father and Son and Spirit, they love each other like nothing in the universe, like they are lovers. Ouch, doesn't that get under our skin? That God could be even more emotional, empathetic and more caring than me. A few laughs here. They know me. You got it? Look at how we work it. These are the lovers. He who does not love does not know God, for God is wrath. Oh, he does not love, does not know God, for God is holy, sanctimonious performance. Look at how we play with ourselves. Jesus says, the Father loves the Son, has given all things into his hand. My goodness. The Father loves the Son and shows him all things that he does. My goodness. There is love between Dad and Jesus, and they're one. Now, behold, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. This oneness, Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4, is the foundation of the Jewish thinking. It's oneness. Now, the oneness does not mean one. It means union. It does not mean singular. It can be read in the Hebrew as the Lord our God and the Lord are one, like two gods are one. It can be read in the Hebrew. And you go to Psalm 110, the Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand. But there's still one. And we saw that when we were over here. The Father and the Word and the Spirit are one. And the Lord, the Father, said to my Lord, the Son, sit at my right hand until your enemy is your footstool. Now, we'll come back to that, but I want to ask you, is the Father serving the Son? Think that through. Sit at my right hand until your enemies are. And so we then introduce these issues of serving. To be clear, we're saying that in the Hebrew Shema, at no stage are Father, Son, and Spirit ever separated from each other. They are one. Now, I'm not going to give ground on that, so we've got the first peg on the wall. All right? Now, so if you want to introduce a doctrine which then carves that up, I'm going to say, I'm just really sorry, that's just not a Judeo-Christian understanding. All right? So, it won't have anything to do with it. Then you go, well, who's in charge? Who's in charge if they're one? Because on earth we've got pyramidal hierarchy, and someone's got to be in charge, and someone's got to be greater, and someone's got to be the greatest. Okay? Got to have hierarchy. And Jesus said, he who is greatest among you shall be your servant. And the Father said, Son, sit at my right hand until I've made your enemies your footstool. Who's serving who? Interesting. Jesus said, You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and those who are great exercise authority over them. Yet it shall not be so among you. But whoever desires to be great, let him be your servant. I think people could take that and stick it somewhere and chew on it, because it's so contrary to human nature, isn't it? And whoever desires to be the first, let him be your slave. The Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and give his life a ransom for many. In our darkness, this is not how we think. Yet Father and Son and Spirit serve each other. Our concepts of power and authority originate in our part of the universe where we know life, but we do not know love. In other words, we are in darkness. And then power and control of a means of maintaining life in darkness. Remember, the flow of life in us is the flow of Christ, and if we're in darkness, we then exert power and control. Father and Son and Spirit are love and life, and it's flowing out of their love, and they give it to every single person, and they serve. Okay, so I think we've just nailed the first one, which is, we're talking about the who. The who is Father, Son and Spirit, and they're one, they serve each other, and now we're going to kick into the why. Good.